Okay, I'm streaming something a little new today. I don't know what this is. I just put it on my a Facebook group, Amateur Microscopy, to see what this is. It looks like some kind of worm, but it has cilia on its head, and it's got a freaky looking head, as you can see. So I'm not sure what this is, but it is pretty cool. So, and you can see it filters stuff like a rotifer, but it's more like a worm. So I can't wait to find out what this is. That is pretty good. So, looks like some kind of giraffe worm. I mean, doesn't it look like a giraffe? And I'm also streaming on Reddit, and I'm gonna go back and forth once in a while. Let's see. Oh, I have an answer. Let's see. Somebody said, oh, no kidding. Okay. Echinoderma. Larva de Echinoderma. Oleochaete worm. So somebody said that this is the back side of the worm. So I don't know if this is the butt end, but look at that poop coming out. So yeah, so you see that it just pooped. So this isn't his head. I thought this was his head. So what they're telling me is the action that you see in this stuff filtering by, it helps the worm to breathe. So I guess it's sort of like gills of sorts. So this is the butt end, and we just saw it pooping. So there you go. Isn't that something? That's crazy. I thought it was his head. So let's go find his head. Well, I don't see his head anywhere. I guess this could be it, all wrapped up in here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling y'all, yeah, this looks like his head, uh, but it's his butt. Scientists here, yeah. So somebody on my group answered me that it was a certain kind of worm, and I'm looking at his rear end right here. Here comes some more poop, worm poop. And if you notice, uh, there's a lot of, in these rocks and all, you could see a lot, see all this stuff right there? That's actually poop. So I knew this was poop. I just didn't know where it was coming from. So eventually I'm gonna have to get rid of that stuff right there, because that looks like this worm is messing up my slide. So he goes down here. It looks like he comes this way. So his head is somewhere over here. So he's basically eating up all this stuff and making poop. There's his head right there. So that was that was pretty cool. I'm sitting there. Hey, yeah, look, he has a strange head and there's cilia on his head. I'm looking at his ass. Yeah, notice he has that. He has his long body and his head's over here. His butt's way over here. So he gets rid of his poop. So I'm gonna leave him go in a few minutes because he's hard to see, and I'm gonna go look. I have a couple of different things on here. I have some Hydra. There's a long Hydra. We had a Hydra on here yesterday, so this Hydra's What's he doing? Looks like he's just chilling out, waiting for some food to come by. Yeah, this hydras won't eat those worms. Uh, those worms are too big, but they like big stuff. So this is pretty cool right here. Maybe we'll see him eat something in a minute. So he just retracted there. We had a hydra on here yesterday. I don't know if this is the same one or not. But hydras are related to the jellyfish. Those things are just like jellyfish tentacles. I don't know why he's doing that. Didn't look like anything bothered him too much. Sorry, drinking some tea. So yeah, he's bent in. Looks like, I don't know what, I never seen a hydra do this. It looks like he's putting his face in this algae right here. I don't know, maybe he's going to sleep. He's feeling around for something. What you see in there, Hydra? I wonder what he's doing. I don't get too many hydras, so when I get to keep them alive, I'll usually go back to them many times on my streams. But that's strange. I've never seen a hydra kind of hide in the goop like that. So let's see if he comes back out. Yeah, electronic. I'm looking at my Reddit and YouTube. I'm on YouTube also. So somebody put interesting. Yeah, hydras are interesting, especially when they catch something. So we're gonna look at him for a few more minutes, see if we could see him catch something. He's just like a jellyfish, or related to the jellyfish. He has little poison spikes on the end of his tentacles and body. So I don't know why he's doing that. Usually they don't contract unless something brushes up against them. But we just don't know what's brushing up against them. It's hard to tell. Yeah, now he's going to look right at us. Look. Yeah, he's looking right at the camera. Smile. This looks like a salamander? Maybe is my stream slow? No. Okay, well, it looks like a salamander. This is strange because this is all balled up into, I don't see hydras too much, but I've never seen one act like this. Usually they stay stretched out until they catch something. Yeah, his body looks sort of like a amphibian shape down there. When you get to his head, he looks more like a jellyfish, see? I'm going to see if I can find a Planaria. Planarias are pretty cool because they look like they have eyeballs. Well, they do have eyes, but they look like they have a face, like they're smiling. See, each one of these things right here, like I said yesterday, each one of these are grains of dirt. There goes I think that's like a little crustacean, kind of related to a crab or a shrimp. But each one of these boulders right here is one grain of dirt. Looks like little diamonds, huh? So you can see how little these other things are. I don't know what that is. There's another boulder. And what I'm doing is you just scan over the slide until you find something worth looking at. So let's see what we got. Oh, look, there's another Hydra. See, I got a good eye now for Hydras. So that's a different Hydra right there. Don't let it trick you. You can get really long too. So Hydra. Yeah, it did. That other worm did look like a giraffe. This looks like a long Hydra that maybe don't exist anymore, maybe died. I don't know. I'm just going to go to the other side of the slide. Here's that worm again. My kitty cat's meowing. See, this is the front end of that worm. So now we can see him a little better. And remember his rear end, way over here. Up there, that's his pooping end right here. And you can see some poop coming out. So you can see some poop coming out of there. Let me go look for, I'm gonna look for, there's that crustacean again. I forgot what that's called. I'm gonna have to look up the name. District 9. There's a little shrimp. I'm hoping he's eating poop. Looks like he don't like the light, huh? He's running from my light. Where you going, shrimp? Let me dim my light a little bit. Yeah, he don't like the light. Where you going? What's up? Yeah, I dimmed it a little bit. Maybe he'll stay put. Yee. What's up? Hello. These live in District 9 in South Africa. So he's eating. You can see he's just bringing in all that algae. So you're seeing like this little crustacean eating. And that's exactly what he's doing, folks. Excuse me, I'm drinking my tea. So this is a real animal. This is not, I'm looking at my slide and I can see this one with my regular eyes. So he's a giant. That's a prawn. Ooh, that even scares me. Let me get a filter on here. That looks better than normal. Oh, is that awesome? Huh? Look at that. Only 13 people seeing this on Reddit and 2 on YouTube. That's a shame. I guess they got somebody with a kitty cat playing the guitar. Oh, there you go. Bye. This thing been on here. I've been seeing this thing for weeks. This thing's been living on here for a while. Yeah, yeah, lampreys. If you saw a I never did see one. So lamprey, yeah, they pretty freaky. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna keep scanning for my I'm gonna go scan again for my Planarian. Planarians are a little easier to look at. They're not as ugly. I'm gonna go scanning fast. Let's see. That's not a planarian. That was just some kind of. Okay. Well, here's one, but he's way down in the weeds down here. See if we can get him to come out. Here's little eyes. Check him out. And these things will eat like a big dog. When they come up on the side of something, they'll try to gulp it down. Watch. Maybe it'll come up on something. They'll eat worms. This thing might even eat that shrimp. You can see he's on the bottom of the slide. And he's by that worm. Look, you saw him eat. He'll actually gulp it like a bass, like a fish. So you can see these like to stay in the muck because I guess that's where all their food is. But you can see his body, his organs in there. I'm not sure what organs those are, but this is a real worm. So he has, a lot of different organs, heart, liver, all that stuff. So he's pretty active. He's hard to follow around though. Yeah, no, he's not a leech. Somebody on Reddit put a leech. No, he's not a leech. He's not harmful. It's a planarian. So these don't suck blood or anything. So I'm a, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be switching tabs because I'm working on stuff. All right, yeah, just come back when you can. Uh-oh, where'd he go? I'm gonna uh, I'm gonna actually go and get my water bears in a minute. I got some cool water bears. Uh, Here's that Hydra one more time before I go get the tardigrades right here. So here's a Hydra. And so let me go, where's my other slide here? See if I can slide around and see some water bears. Hang on. So I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna put on other slide. And people like to see these guys. This is moss right here. This is what tardigrades like to eat. They like to hide in here. Unfortunately, it looks like the it looks like the rotifers took it over. So let's see. Let's go tardigrade hunting. There's an amoeba right there. And yesterday I had about 10 tardigrades on here. I hope they're still here. Paramecium. Let's see. Oh, where are my tardigrades? Don't tell me they all left me. Are you kidding me? There's tardigrade eggs. There's a couple of, see those three things right there? Those are eggs of the tardigrade. It lays them in their shell so you can see the outline of the tardigrade. That's the skin. There's one right here, thank God. Huh. I was wondering, I don't know where they all went. Hopefully this isn't my last one. I'm just scanning over real quick. I don't know where am I? So we saw tardigrade eggs. This is rotifers. I don't know. I wonder where they all went. Oh well. Tardigrade looks like he's dead, but he's not. If we watch him long enough, he'll start moving again. Paramecium, some kind of paramecium. Maybe, it looks kind of flat to be a paramecium. Everybody asks me all the time if I ever seen tardigrades sleeping. Well, if you look, this one isn't doing much, but I can guarantee if I time lapse this guy, he's moving. He's just moving really, really slow, and he'll come back to life. But yeah, every once in a while you'll see one doing this. So maybe they all sleeping. I don't know. Yesterday I had a lot on here. I had this slide in my garage and it was a little cold out there. When I say cold, I mean only, in the 60s, not in the 20s. So might have been a little cool for these guys. There you go. Yeah, so cool and so yuck. Tardigrade, Grade. That's a tardigrade with a rotifer down below. Closer. Yeah, the tardigrades came off of a moss sample. That green stuff that grows on the sidewalk in the shade. But these rotifers, well, they could have been in there also. But these other things, I think I got this cross-contaminated with some other stuff from puddle water. So a combination of moss and puddle water. So it looks like it looks like his feet are down. No, let me see. No, his feet are up. I'm trying to see if he's on his back. It looks like he's on his side or she's on his side. And that's how they always move. They never move. They never do too much. There's an amoeba right there. Let's see what happens. See that right there? That's an amoeba. Yeah, the 4-year-old. Yeah, the kids seem to like these tardigrades. How do I get these? I just go out and pick up some moss, put it in some spring water and mix it up, and every day or so come and put a few drops until I find a couple. This is an amoeba, if you ever saw an amoeba. See how you might be able to barely see it moving right here. Oh yeah, Wild Kratts. Yeah, it's on Wild Kratts. My granddaughter watches that, and the tardigrades are on there. So now she sees a real live one. This is a live one right here. Yeah, tardigrades are they're in the mud and they're in the moss and all, and they easy. If you go pull up some moss and put them in a cup of water and mix it up, you probably have hundreds of them in there. The trick is separating them out from the mud. You can have 100 of them. If they're in the mud, you're not going to see them. So the trick is getting a few out and putting them in some clear water. So there he goes. That's what tardigrades do, as the 4-year-old can tell you. And that stuff right there is cyanobacteria. Tardigrades will eat that. I don't think it's their preferred food, but they'll suck the juice out of that. I don't know what that is. That's a rotifer. That's another multicellular animal right there. Yeah, he has eyes. That's for sure. If I put it on black and white, let's see. You might be able to see his eyes a little better. Really eye spots. Yeah, you see them right there. They can see light and dark. I don't think they see color or 3D or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure they see just lightness and darkness. So he could see that algae, but it just probably looks like a dark streak surrounded by white when he looks at it. And that little arrow thing in his mouth, you see that arrow thing? That's how he actually eats. He'll use that to suck the juice out of plants and bacteria and algae. So when he gets on something, you see that go back and forth sometimes. What you writing about? You want to know what I'm writing about? Somebody for my YouTube people, I got Reddit going also, and I get more questions on Reddit. Let's see what I got here. Are there any more like these miniature creatures, maybe lesser known, with limbs like the tardigrade? There's not too many like the tardigrade. There's not too many miniature microscopic animals with legs and claws and eyes, so they fairly unique. There are other ones, but these are unique. You don't come across too many microscopic animals that have 8 feet, 8 legs, eyes, organs, stuff like that. So this is like really a tiny, tiny animal, and there's not too many like this. So that right there, you're looking at 150x. Yeah, living a 2D life. So this is my microscope right here, and it's a 150. So you can see I can kind of go about 300 by pinch zoom. So it's digital zoom, but you can get in pretty good with digital zoom on the iPhone. So this is coming through an iPhone, right connected to the computer. I mean, to the microscope. Yep, tardigrades are huge. Hey, World Cubic in Vienna. I got my YouTube friend on here from Vienna checking out the tardigrade. And this right here is, so he made it to this stem right here. So let's see what he does. Sometimes you'll see him actually eating this. They'll stick their little jaws in here and just suck the juice out. So he's He's gonna stick here for a little while, I guarantee you. Well, I shouldn't guarantee. But, so you can see he actually walked around till he found this stem right here. I think it, and look at him, boy, he just likes being on that. See how he's on the other side of it? So here he comes out this side. Yeah, flatland. Yeah, these are water bears also. Yeah, water bears, moss piglets. Yeah, this is a tardigrade. Tardigrade. It means slow stepper. You could see him. He's sucking the juice out of this stem right here. Yeah, it's like a big giant tree. Look at his jaw. You could see him. He'll stop once in a while and poke his jaw through that, and you see it going back and forth. So he's found a good place to eat. He's looking at us. See how that jaw, that little arrow thing goes back and forth? He's actually, oh yeah, that's a good picture. You can see him sucking the juice out of this stem right here. Yeah, they just do this all day long. Yeah, it is. It's like a hydraulic sucker. You can see it. I mean, it's actually a bone. I want to say bony part, but it's like it's hard. Uh, Supposedly, they live 6 months to a year in this state right here. They die of old age just like anything else. But when they're in their dormant phase and they dry out, they can last hundreds of years, even thousands of years, and then come back to life. So you could see we were looking at this tardigrade, and he actually found a food source. Remember how he was walking around, couldn't stop? Well, now he stopped because he knows what he found. It's like a gold mine here. This is like his Wendy's or McDonald's. Yeah, they did find him in the permafrost. Yeah, I think they did find him. It On Reddit, I'm getting some questions. The tardigrade, tardigrade. Yeah, they do find them in the ice. I think they even found some in Antarctic ice and brought them back to life. No, I think it's more. I think I could be wrong. I'd have to look it up, but I think their chewing device or their sucking device is mineral, like like I don't know if it's like bone. It's not a bone, but it's like mineral, like a rock. If I recall, I could be wrong though. Now this is a rotifer right here, and notice that rotifer's belly right there has got a lot of green algae in it. So this is one healthy rotifer right here. Oh, looks like you had enough to eat. You leaving? There you go. Got some food. Now he's going to look for a wife. Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm going back. Can't make up his mind. Her mind. It's mine. Whatever it is. No, it's not grass. That's probably a little piece of moss. Moss, not grass. I'd have to examine it a little better, but I think I just have moss on here. See, there's the end of it right there. So this is the tardigrade just doing, we just saw him eating on that moss stalk right there. Now he's taking off, going to look for some other stuff. So my YouTube, I'm just checking my questions from YouTube real quick. Got away from that food, now he's doing what he does best, walking slow. Yeah, I didn't think he would ever leave that stalk of moss. I thought he would stay there for a while. I'm glad he moved because it's easier to see him out in the open. Though he found some more to eat. You can see that little jaw going. As soon as he finds something, you can see that little sucker going back and forth. There you go, he's back. So it looked like he found another little piece of morsel here. Is this guy G? Is this guy, I don't know what that means. Is he gay? I think they can be, I think they can fertilize, some species can fertilize their own eggs. So I don't know if that qualifies as being gay. So I don't know. Oh, there's one. And you can see the different sizes of them. See this one right here? And then look at this one's a little smaller. See that one? So that one's definitely younger. That's an amoeba right here. If you've never seen an amoeba before, that's an amoeba. Ooh, looks like the blob. Check it out. Oh yeah, once I'm finished. Yeah, thanks. Google that and let me know what they made of. Once I'm finished with this for good, I'll put them back in moss. I'll put them back in moss so they live. So this is a younger tardigrade. Thanks. Yeah, this is fun to do. Ladies, checking out my comments on YouTube. So this one's a little smaller. There's the amoeba. The amoeba is right in the center, and the water bear is up at the top. This one you can see his eyes a little better, and his mouth part a little better. That arrow. Those green things are cyanobacteria. They make oxygen on Earth. So that's actually what that is. If you look, they're separate. You can see, oh, come on, YouTube, you're killing me with these. What happens whenever I touch my phone, the comments all come back up, and there's no way to turn them off. I like to read them one at a time, but there's no reason for me to see them all at one time. So you see the cyanobacteria right here? Each one of those is a separate bacteria. They get in these colonies, and they multiply, and they make oxygen. So that's where, come on YouTube, you're killing me. That's where most of the oxygen on Earth comes from. Most of the oxygen don't come from trees. It comes from bacteria and algae, cyanobacteria. Yep, cyanobacteria. About 3 billion years ago, cyanobacteria changed the Earth from a nitrogen and sulfur-based atmosphere to oxygen. And it took a while. But that's, without these cyanobacteria, we wouldn't be here. It'd be all anaerobic creatures that use different, different kind of mechanisms to what you would call breathe. Once the cyanobacteria came, the Earth was transformed. So once cyanobacteria came, somebody on YouTube, Varan, what is this? Well, the microscope to see stuff like this, you can get a $200 microscope. Hell, you could see it with a $100 microscope. You could see it with a $50 microscope, but your experience is not going to be great. You want to get a microscope that's built good, that doesn't shake, things like that. So pay at least $200 for a good sturdy microscope that does not come with a camera. When you're spending $200-300 on a microscope, spend it all on the microscope. Don't get any accessories, slides. Spend it all on the microscope. When you want to add a camera later, use your phone and save up for an adapter like I have. You're looking at this right from my iPhone. So it has an adapter on it that this adapter is really nice, and it costs a couple of $100. So, so to answer your question, to see stuff exactly like I'm doing and to stream it like this on Reddit, with an iPhone in a good case, $500. Minus the you can't don't count the iPhone, that'd be $1,500. But so let's say to do what I'm doing and do it like this clear, $500. You don't have to spend $2,000. If you're talking about why does this one seem anchored, they have these claws on the back of their feet, and they tend to hold on to stuff, and for whatever reason. So he's purposely holding on to that stuff. Now he's let go, see? So now he's on the move. And these other things, I'm not sure what those little ones are. Moving out. See that little triangle thing? That's his mouth again. We talked about that earlier. Well, not his mouth, but his little sucker thing that they suck juice out of plants with. Yeah, it's relaxing looking at this stream, huh? I've been streaming for 49 minutes. I usually go for about an hour. And I usually hope that within that hour, somebody with the kitty cats or things will stop their stream, because, people on Reddit tend to go to the top stream and they don't scroll down. So you could stream sometime for an hour and a half and get nobody, maybe 50 unique viewers. Oh yeah, so you can get like 50 unique viewers, or sometimes you can get 20,000 at a time and go for an hour with that. But Reddit's strange. It has bad algorithms. If they have a video with 20,000 people watching it, it's hard for people to scroll down and see my video. Yeah, Varan, it's not that expensive. I mean, and like I said, just to see this without a phone adapter or anything, I mean, you're just looking at, if you want to see it and want to really work at it, $100. But like I said, get something that's sturdy and well built, and $200, and you'll be fine. The trouble is finding them and knowing how to find them. I'm gonna make a video for somebody ask me on how I find tardigrades. So it's not easy. I shouldn't say that. It's not easy to find them. I can go pull up a cup full of moss and have 1,000 of them in there. It's separating them out of the mud so you could see them on Reddit. Yeah, bad timing with the cats right now. That's right. You get and I have a couple of cats, and they'll sit up here once in a while. Maybe I should put a cat next to my microscope and have a second camera pointing at my cat, looking at the slide. Now it's sort of like a petri dish, but not really. This is like a special slide. It almost looks like a tiny, tiny, thin aquarium. It looks like a tiny, tiny, thin aquarium, about a millimeter wide, and it is about 3 inches wide. 3 inches wide, 2 inches deep, and as far as thickness, it's about a millimeter. And so there's the tardigrade. Let's look at this real quick for people who never seen it. If you've never seen an amoeba before, this is an amoeba. So you see how the amoeba moves? Check it out. So that's an amoeba. Looks like the Blob. You ever see the movie The Blob? That's the real Blob. Yeah, my DIC microscope. Somebody said donate for DIC. Yeah, that's on my list. DIC microscope. They're really crazy expensive, but you would really see how these things really look with a DIC microscope. So that's an amoeba right there. And there's the tardigrade up there. So you got an amoeba and a tardigrade. Damn, the amoeba is just as big as the tardigrade. So you got some, I don't think those are Paramecium. I'm going to look what those are. I forgot what those are. You saw that protist right there poked around at that amoeba and got out of town. Uh-oh, tardigrade, don't go by the amoeba. An amoeba could take care of a small tardigrade, but a tardigrade might be able to suck the juice out of an amoeba too, so let's see what happens. I really can't do nothing about them coming in contact with each other. Yeah, they just float around. That's what they do. The amoeba tends to like stuff that's moving, like animal or protists. It could eat bacteria, cyanobacteria. Now, the tardigrade will suck on some cyanobacteria. It will get the juice out of the bacteria, that's for sure. Well, or any of these predators. Well, the tardigrade's a predator, of course. The amoeba's a predator, yep. How hard would this be to make into a VR experience? Live hours. Well, I don't know. Virtual reality. If there's money involved and you got enough money, yes, you could put you could put VR on it. I just don't have the resources. But it'd be cool. Can you imagine being inside of there? That thing whizzing around. I forgot what those are. Those big hot dog shaped ones. They're not Paramecium. Oh boy, I forgot what their names are. I'm gonna have to look that up again. The tiny, tiny ones, I think, are a type of algae. The tiny ones moving around. And that one right there is an amoeba. Let's look at the amoeba one more time. So you can see how that amoeba moves around. And you got one of those little, yeah, the tiny ones are energetic. You can see that one on top of that amoeba right there. Looks like he's doing something with that bacteria. But look how that amoeba moves. Isn't that amazing? That's crazy. Pseudopods. My cat over here scratching on a box. Yeah. Well, if I ever get a DIC microscope, if I ever get a DIC microscope, not that it'll draw people automatically, but the pictures, the video you would get from it is crazy. Let me show you. And I can't show my YouTube people what a DIC scope is, but I can show the people on Reddit because I got a little. Now this isn't. I got this from. I got this sample of a DIC microscope off of YouTube. I don't own it. I have the copyright stuff on the side of it if you want to zoom in and look at it. But here's what a DIC does. So that's a Paramecium under DIC microscope. So look at the difference. So you can see that's DIC. And can you imagine what a tardigrade looks like under this? And you see those little things swimming around that you're asking what those things are? The hot dog shaped ones, not these, but the hot dog shaped ones, that under DIC microscope, that's what they look like right here, okay? And under a regular microscope, they look like that. So you can see the difference. So you see the difference between DIC and a regular microscope. So that's what a DIC is. And he looked like he was going to go back to his. Now he's going away from it. Yeah, game spore. Yeah, somebody told me to go check that out. I might check that out. I'm actually getting some views on Reddit now. Well, when I say some views, so about 45. Maybe it's gonna trend over to me before I have to go. Actually, I don't know if they sleep, but I've seen tardigrades in the last 3 weeks laying around doing nothing, and then when I come back a couple of hours later, they're moving around. So yeah, it seems to me that they might sleep. Yeah, the ropes are cyanobacteria. I'm answering questions on Reddit and YouTube. The little stringy green thing, that's cyanobacteria. It's bacteria that evolved to produce oxygen. And you can see they look like beads. That's because each one is a tiny bacteria, and they hook together to make these strands. Let's see, people on Reddit. Yeah, cute water bears. People like the water bears. All right, now it's coming up to some moss. This is actually what they like to eat right here. So he came back and he's gonna munch on some moss here. I'm gonna go look around a little bit. This is another, I thought that was an amoeba. I don't think it is. See this stuff right here? This is moss also. This is where you find tardigrades. Dig up some of this off the sidewalk, and that's where you find them. I had a lot of tardigrades on here in the last, but it seems like they're going away. So you can see a tardigrade right here. There's two of them on here. Oh no, it's a rotifer that's a rotifer? Yeah, that's a big rotifer right there. Where's my tardigrade at? He might be underneath this thing. So you can see this thing has a lot of life on it. See how those? These are rotifers. These are fun to look at too. So these are filter feeders, and you can see. You never seen through a microscope? What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen through a microscope? I mean, everything's weird through a microscope, but you can see hookworms are the scariest, because none of this stuff can hurt you. But when you get a hookworm, they can actually get into your system and hurt you. So once you see hookworms in your water, you got to wash your hands. You can't touch your mouth, things like that. So. I lost my tardigrade. I'm gonna look for him again. Oh, there's one. Okay, I'm gonna go a few more minutes. I've been on about an hour. I usually knock off. So unless Reddit really picks up in the next few minutes, I'm gonna hit the road for now. Somebody on YouTube's asking me if it's possible to see water bears with the naked eye. No. You really have to have some good eyes, but maybe under control. I doubt it. They're about a half a millimeter at their biggest, a half a millimeter long. Okay, that seems pretty big, but you got to remember they're clear. So when you're looking at a half a millimeter long clear object, it's going to be rough. But maybe under controlled circumstances, if you put some black paper under it or some kind of black substance under it and shine the light the right way, and you have 1,000 of them on there, maybe you could see them moving around. Yeah, these are water bears. So yes and no. You could see them with the naked eye. You cannot see one like this with the naked eye. No way. But if you have 1,000 of them and it's controlled and you have the light shining the right way and you have black paper under it, my guess is you would see movement with your naked eye. That tardigrades, yeah, look, he just bit that rotifer. Tardigrades have been known to eat rotifers, so they can latch on there and suck the juice out. So both of these are multicellular animals, different types of animals. This one's a filter feeder. You can see you see how he just got that? He just passed that bacteria. And this one's actually will jab his food with that little poker right there in his mouth. Yeah, yeah. This one, somebody on Emir on YouTube said he's vacuuming stuff. That's right. That's what he does. He is a vacuum cleaner. And you can see how dark his belly is inside. He's got a lot of that green algae in him, so he's really eating good. This one's really eating good. You can see he's got real, when he starts moving water around, he can move it around. Yeah, this is a tardigrade. What is this? Defuddle? Defuldi? Yeah, it's a water bear, a tardigrade, moss piglet, and that right there is a rotifer. And that rotifer's going in and out of focus because the water's about a millimeter deep and he's going up and down. But see how those cilia on him, how he filters that food out? That's pretty good. Yeah, this one anchors himself with that pseudopod right there. You could see it. He just got some kind of sticky stuff on there that anchors him down to the slide. And he just sits here where he likes and filter feeds. Oh, there's YouTube again. So, and I think a lot of people think that beating thing in there is his heart, but it's actually part of his digestive system. It's like his jaws, I guess you would say. You know, it filters it in, and that's where it, I guess, crushes it maybe. With zoom level magnification, can my cheap USB digital microscope see this? Well, you're looking at 150 right now. This is 150. All right. So if your cheap USB digital microscope has about, let me show you what 40 looks like. This is 40x right here. That's 40. So if your cheap USB microscope has 40, yeah, you could see it. You know, it just depends on how good it can collect the light. But size-wise, yes, 40x, you know, 20x might be a little bit too small to enjoy it. But this is 150, so surely you can have that. Well, and somebody said they don't have hearts, do they? these little creatures, they don't have a heart like you and me. They don't have blood, but they are animals. They do have digestive systems and things like that. But they don't have a circulatory system with capillaries and things like that. Look, now this one was active for a long time. Looks like oh no, he's bent over something eating. See, he's got this thing, see how he's hunched over and he's eating it. So, no, these don't have bones. Oops, sorry, my phone just rang. I don't know who that was. So I'm gonna hit the road in about 2 minutes. I gotta go pick up my daughter. I hate to go when Reddit's just starting to pick up here. So yeah, they don't have bones. Yeah, I don't think nobody named this one yet. The big guy is Jabba. Yeah, they, they don't, a heart is for a circulatory system. You can read about these, there's many different species, but they don't have veins and arteries and things like that. Even a worm has a heart because it has, a place to circulate its blood. All right, I've been on 1 hour and 12 minutes. I'm gonna go to 1 hour and 15 minutes and I have to call it a morning, folks. So enjoy. Yeah, it does have appendages. It has 8 little tiny legs and claws. Yeah, their feet are cute. Yeah, I mean, I have a biology degree. It was hard, I gotta tell you. It was hard. Yeah, this is fun to stream. I like doing it. All right, a few more seconds and I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna end the Reddit stream first and then I'm gonna end the YouTube stream. And if you can go subscribe to my YouTube and watch some videos. Yeah, there you go. So you're a student, I think with your microbiology, MBBS, microbiology bachelor's student. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, I've had 3 classes of microbiology and all the other biologies, chemistry, physics, everything that came with a biology degree in the early 90s, I have. So, and it took everything I had to pass those classes. So, all right, gang. Been 1 hour and 15 minutes. Thanks for watching, and come back next time. Bye-bye. And YouTube, I'm going to end on YouTube in a second. Thanks for watching, and I'll post later. Bye-bye.